Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another deal reveal coming to you every week with a new deal, and some weeks with four. And so I'm actually coming to you live from the Greater Cleveland Real Estate Investor Association's new headquarters in Buckeye Shaker. And just networking the day before the bus tour. The bus tour is already here. It is tomorrow. And we have been in over, double, triple, quadruple drive to get everything ready with a whole lineup of deals this weekend for you. And just amazing. We've had like a dozen people working full time to get this prepped for you on time. So very, very exciting. We hope that you are part of this bus tour, or if not this one, the next one, which will be in October because the demand, we sold out yet again, and a lot of people wanted another one. And so if you're interested in joining and learning more about the Cleveland real estate market and seeing the people we deal with, the type of properties we're looking at, and putting some offers, well, the Cleveland Bus Tour is the place for you. And so today, we on our deal reveal here, we are going to bring on, hopefully, uh, the guest speaker who was not able to be with us last week to give him another chance. So last week, there was a personal thing, and this time they're having problems logging in. So let's give him another minute. Otherwise, we're cutting him out. That's it. In the meantime, I will say welcome to the people who are here for the first time. So if it is your first time here, and I see we have a nice big crowd live on Zoom and on the extended Facebook as well. But I see a lot of returning people. But if it is your first time, put in hashtag JK in the chat or in Facebook or wherever you're listening, so I know if it's your first time. For others, who do I see here? Like Varun and Tony and Sylvie. And who else do we have here looking real quick? Stan and Shri and Nancy and Manny and Kip and Jenny. Jenny, I don't know if it's your first time. Isabel, Farouk, Dorothy, Bassem, and just welcome back. Hi, Isabel. You know what's happening next. So if you are returning, don't be shy. Say hi. And so thank you, Isabel and Dorothy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay, very helpful for us. And so we have a full bus tour, which is starting and sold out starting Saturday, but the VIPs have half a day tomorrow with myself and Janie, and we're visiting some exclusive off-market properties, including, fingers crossed, we do have it booked in, a 42 unit off-market opportunity. So that's very, very exciting, and a couple of other ones in the cooker for our VIPs. So very, very exciting. I'm working very hard to get that. And the deal butler has been just not sleeping this week, putting it all together for you. So the deal of the week, hopefully we have 4 properties in Akron, all right, whose total purchase would be around 500,000, but there is a creative twist on this package deal to get them for right around 100,000, and building and financing that anybody here as a foreign national could not get access to because we are foreign nationals and not Americans. So there's built-in American financing on this. JK team, real quick. Man, I'm really sorry to do this. They're right on the other side and they can't log in. It's the second time. I really do want them to be part of this for you, for everybody. And so give me a second. I'm going to try to hard plug them into this. And I do really apologize for this. It really sucks. In the meantime, if you've got a burning question, if you've been attending these deal reveals and you have some burning questions that you'd like to bring to my attention or to the attention of the deal reveal, this is your chance now. Let me know what's on your mind. What's blocking you in your real estate journey so far, and let's see if the future deal reveals can come in and solve those obstacles for you. So feel free to just type it up. That'll kill a few seconds. If you don't have any questions, you're doing something wrong. Let's see here. All right, hopefully that solves it. Hopefully, so we'll give him just a minute. And again, I do apologize this. Usually I have backups to backups, but this time it was the second time, so no way it was gonna fail twice, right? All right, let's see. Yes, thank you. So let's open up that chat and hopefully he'll be logging in shortly. What do we have? Can you send these deals to to your email? Listen, Dorothy, these are all real deals. So yes, send us an email, info@jkrealestatepartners.com, and we will connect you to the agent, the wholesaler, the seller, whoever is the direct contact. This is why these deal reveals are here. Most times, these are real deals available for you to take action on. That's why we do these deal reviews, to show you that there are deals. And not only that, creating a conveyor belt of deals every week, right? You don't even have to go out there and look and prospect. We're doing it for you. All right. So that's a big, big benefit. And thank you, JK team, for posting the email. Anybody can, if you have any questions about anything, or if you have a deal you'd like me to review on the deal reveal, it's all the same thing. All the same question, email, info@jkrealestatepartners.com. Excellent. Any other questions? Any other questions? You're welcome, Dorothy. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we got dozens of people on this call. There's no reason we don't have any questions for this. All right, well, how about a little sneak peek then? Because I just got the notification that the registration went through, so he should be logging in shortly. But how about a sneak peek on the bus tour? All right, so how about this? There, I wasn't going to do this. I like to keep it a surprise, but this is what Saturday is going to look like for our bus tour participants. Wait to see it loaded. We're going to start in Euclid, which is an eastern suburb of Cleveland. I swear to God, if this just refreshes, we have no luck. We're sorry, an error has recurred. Oh my God, what is this? when it rains, right? Oh Lord. Yeah. Speaking of rains, we had a tornado a couple days ago, and half the city is out of power. So that doesn't happen very often, but it happened recently, and so we have been on overtime, like I said, making sure that accommodations and all the bus tour runs as planned. So that's really not working. But okay, it would have been nice to see it on the map. But ultimately, we're starting out in Euclid, right? We got two properties in Euclid. One of them's off market. Um, then we're going into North Collingwood, and this one in particular is a flip opportunity, a pretty large rehab, very close to the Euclid Hospital near the lake. So really good location. And then we're going to continue on, like I said, North Collingwood here. And then we're going to go see some of those eastern suburbs. So we got Cleveland Heights, we got South Euclid, and then we're actually going to go back into Cleveland, but near the University Circle, another good flip opportunity here. Some of these properties are going for well over 100, 200,000, especially in these suburbs here. And so that's what the Eastern Saturday looks like for the bus tour. And here, I'm not going to touch anything because this, at least we have it on the map here. This is the Sunday where we are going to start down here. We're going to have Garfield Heights, a eastern suburb of Cleveland. We're going to have one in, so that's a duplex in Garfield, a single family in Maple, another single family out here in Bedford. So three suburbs on the east and south of Cleveland. Then we're going to come all the way to the west side. We got a property way out here, pretty well, somewhat close to the halfway between the airport and the downtown. And then we're going to pull back one on the right off West Boulevard here on the west side, and then two closer in the Cadell, Detroit Shoreway-ish area, and one right in Ohio City, a very high-end quad, close to $1 million for this quadplex, just to show you that there are properties in Cleveland that have the higher price points. Some people are interested in those ones, not typically our bread and butter, but maybe for Airbnbs, you can find some numbers that make sense there. And look who we have here. Yay. Congratulations, Kyle Friedman. You made it. Congratulations. Okay, so let's just make sure that we promote you to co-host and panelist and give you all the accesses here. I'm going to promote you to co-host. Fantastic. You should be able to unmute yourself and open up your camera at this point, Kyle, and welcome. So you've asked for years, right? Kyle, can you clone yourself? And by God, it, this is the closest I could get. Look at this. Kyle Friedman, thank you so much. Some people like to call him Kyle Prime. I don't know what that means exactly, but here he is. Thank you so much for persevering with us. 2 weeks of trials and errors and trials and tribulations, I should say, not errors. But thank you, Kyle, for taking the time. I've given a little bit of the overview. I stalled them long enough. And look, they're still here waiting for you. And to hear about this opportunity of 4 properties that they can pick up in one fell swoop for much less than the down payment of one property up in Canada. So the floor is yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself and Kyle Squared. I love it. Yeah. Hold on to your hats because on this deal reveal, we got Kyle Squared in the house. So tell us a little bit about you and the deals, maybe what you think are the best features of it. You are the owner of these properties. So we are going direct to seller today, off market, direct to seller. Take it away, Kyle Prime.
Thanks, Isabel. So yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. Sorry for my being a terrible millennial with technology. It is not my strong suit, and I will openly admit it. But yeah, so overall, I don't know, some of you guys may know who I am. Obviously, we worked on management or construction together or helped out with appraisals. So a short overview. In 2015, I bought my first house hack house in Lakewood, had 2 buddies pay for it. Kind of started in real estate that way. My dad had 1 or 2, but was never huge in it. So I kind of knew some things, but bought my first one at 15 at a good deal. We put a little bit of sweat equity into it, ended up selling at a good profit without paying a mortgage for 2 years as they paid for me. And then turned that into 4 condos and started learning about seller financing and kind of got rolling from there. As an investor, I had issues with appraisers and wanted to get more into real estate. So I ended up quitting a sales job while investing and taking an apprenticeship as an appraiser. Did my 2 years in 2,500 hours and left, opened up my own shop, and kept buying. And I guess at the height, think in 2000, what year are we in? 2002, I did 74 million in appraisals in Northeast Ohio, which, as Kyle just said, we don't have a lot of $1 million houses. The biggest one I ever did was a 17,000 square foot, $4.2 million lakefront. But my bread and butter, I'm really 75% investor friendly. Companies like Share States, Corvest, Lima One, A lot of private lending, people that don't really operate within conventional space. But that's 70% of my appraisal side. As appraisal grew, I went to property managers, went through 3 or 4, couldn't find good ones. So I ended up partnering with someone and we opened up a property management shop because he had similar issues on our 100 doors together at that point. And then again, had property management clients of ours, like yourselves and other out of state, out of country, that were, we'll say, getting screwed over by people. Here's your $5,000 to go do some drywall when my drywall's not done, and where's my $5,000? It's been 2 months, blah blah blah. So we also opened up the contracting side to help out a little bit. So we kind of are a unicorn, so to speak, in the full service side of real estate. And I know there's some people in here we work with a lot that'll tell you, I will openly tell you, I'm here to help you get the best deal in Northeastern Ohio. And I will openly admit our standards are not the same as Canadian standards on what things need to look like for you to get your highest possible ARV in rent. It may not be the giant overhaul per se in construction you think you need. And the advantage I have is, as an appraiser, I know what I'm looking for as an appraiser. I know what I can get that done for in construction, and then I know where that's going to land you on ARV. Plus, I also know how quickly we can move it on Section 8 on the rental side. I think we've leased over the last 4 months on Section 8, 28 properties with either RFTAs in or inspections passed on Section 8 strictly. So we kind of have our little niche there, which is awesome because they pay, and it at least backs, I like to say, half your money. So that's my background. The reason for selling, because people are going to ask, hey, you do all this stuff, why are you selling single family houses? I will openly admit, last year my partner and I purchased a 17 unit that was a full gut job. I'll tell you the numbers. It's fun to hear. We bought at 330. We put 816 into it, and we appraised out at 1.62 and cash flow around 9,200 on that project. Don't get me wrong, it was a 16 to 17 month project when I was hoping for 12. However, when you have to get electric companies to redesign transformers and poles, and going from scratch is a lot of work. So that was a lot longer, but in the long run worked out. And then last year we sold 42 doors of our portfolio off in 1031 into a 23 unit building, which we are actually now partnered with someone out of this group in ownership of and operate with them. And to my knowledge, going well so far. We're getting through a lot of things. We had to rehab a lot of it. We had to fix a lot of issues, but I think when we go to refi that one, I'm hoping for about a 2.4 to 2.6 number on a 1.6 purchase with about 250K into it. So basically should maybe closer to 200, but basically get at least all of our cash out of it that we put in above and beyond purchase, and also shoot that cash flow up to about $6-7 grand a month. Kyle, are you answering these questions below?
Yeah, I'm handling them, and the JK team as well. Yeah. If you want to just rattle them off, you can, but don't get too distracted. We got it.
No, my ADD sets in and I'll read and I'll go off the rail, as some of you know. But so with that said, we're kind of more a little bit, my time is more spent on management, running our maintenance and construction staff, and growing and what I think is a pretty unique property management company that, again, was birthed out of, we didn't find one, so we kind of created what we thought we wanted as an investor, and we're trying to stick to that throughout as we grow. I think we're over 150 doors now, which is awesome. We just hired some new staff to keep up, 1 maintenance, 1 office, to kind of get ahead of the typical property management. I have all these doors and I haven't hired anybody because my profit margin's so small, which was what all of our issues were in 4 or 5 companies we used. So we're kind of staying on the front end of that. But within that, that's where my time is. These properties are great for me openly. I don't know if Kyle shared the numbers, but with these
I shared the numbers last week, but it wouldn't hurt to share them again this week. And yeah, so do that. And I will say 2 things while you're searching for the numbers. First of all, Kyle will be part of the bus tour on Sunday, and he's going to have his appraiser hat and his property management hat on, because just like I told you, I basically cloned myself, right? We have a lot of different hats, we have a lot of different skill sets, but he's gonna have two specific hats on, from the appraisal and the property management side during the bus tour. And it's really glad I'm really glad to hear that you're hiring more and you're growing and scaling, because after this bus tour, I'm expecting a couple more dozen under your management, Kyle. So and that's just going to keep on going. We're checking out actually a 42 unit with the VIPs tomorrow. So if that goes through, you'll be getting a call.
Tomorrow, you didn't want to sell it to me? Come on now. How'd I get left out? That's my
I'll
bread
keep
and
you in mind. We need to get you on that VIP tour.
All right. So what I was talking about, I'll flip this screen reel here, and it's going to be ugly because I had to use my phone while my computer didn't want to work. So if you can't see things,
Let me pin you so everyone sees it. Okay, yeah.
so
So
that's
we're
what I
looking at
want.
the mortgage rate right now. I love
Yep.
it.
So the nice thing about these is I bird these at the perfect time. And so that top one there is a 668 Sherman. It is about a mile south on a road that could be an Akron University student rental if you want it. It could be houses for families. I personally have rented it to two families over the last 2 years, pretty much. One actually moved into another house because they wanted more space and filled it with another family at $1,200 a month. About 3 months ago now, went in and redid some stuff, repainted, added some new flooring, and did some of those things. New hot water tank while we were there because I just didn't. The other one had some rust on it that I didn't like. But this house was, all of these again were burrs, and you'll find in Akron. I know Kyle's looked at Akron. My main issue I've found is when properties sit vacant, right? Can I flip this back around now so you don't have to stare at my shaky hands?
But
Property,
the point of that was basically there's four mortgages that are basically hovering between five and, well, three of them are in the fives and one of them's in the seven, right?
correct. Yep, you got
So
five.
you wait these out and they're in the high fives as an average. 30-year fixed mortgage. So that was the showcase there. We cannot get this as foreign nationals.
Correct. And again, your PITI on these, I mean, I have 535, 463. I have an assessment on this for a street project that falls off in a year. I think it is at 1394, which should be, it was 1100 when I had it started. And then the other one just went from 580 to 844. So I'm assuming that's county tax related, that if I think is wrong, I'm going to go fight. So may come back down a little bit to be correct. But again, at those 500, just if you throw out the 1300, obviously that's a high number. You barely break even on that, make a couple $100. But on those $500 guys, those are all rented. The lowest one's 1100, which was below market. He actually is just moving out. I had someone ask me that I know through the community in Barberton that said, hey, I'll pay you $1,200 a month, all utilities. I'll pay you 6 months up front because I can't find anything. I know what your house looks like because I've been in it. So that'll probably go to 12 or 1250, but everything else is 1200, 1300, 1400. And the 1400 is a 5.2 that should easily on Section 8. She's a market tenant, been there a year and a half, but should be a 1650 to 1750 number very simply once she moves out. So that kind of helps your 1300 big number still to have decent cash flow. Again, you can run these numbers. I cash flow on these monthly very well, which is semi why I'm hesitant to sell. However, with everything going on and what I want to do, looking at the Airbnb side, these are my last four I own by myself, where everything else is partnered up. So that's why I was like, if I can sell them, I might go do something else. If I don't, I'll take my money monthly, bluntly. And because we do so much with you guys, I'll pitch it this way. Basically what we are looking at is my appraisals. These are worth about 565 with 325 and change in debt. So I was looking at, and Kyle and I kind of talked about this, worked some numbers on the front end to see what might work for you guys, because obviously I'm not here to waste anyone's time. And if it doesn't work, the numbers don't work. Most of our game is just math, so it's simple. But I was looking around a 500 purchase number. So that's basically 175 in cash to buy out the whole company, which we talked about like an 85 to 100 down payment, correct, Kyle? And
Yep.
then work a remainder maybe over, I don't know. 4 to
To
5
be
years.
discussed, to be
Yeah.
determined, yeah.
Just something that works. Sorry, electricians texting me for DR numbers. Isabel, by the way. So you like that one?
I love
Um,
that one.
Yeah, so maybe 175. It's all negotiable again. I get its numbers. I have great equity in them. They cash flow well. To me, it is what it is. If we can work something out, if someone's interested, I'm more than happy to. If you wanted to buy conventionally, someone in this group sent me another flip up there in North Hill area, which we own in North Hill. I like North Hill. It's a great neighborhood. Wholesalers are a great tool. I will also say wholesalers' ARVs are usually a little higher than what some might think.
Mhm.
So I thought that was a little high. That wholesaler called me yesterday and asked if I wanted to go walk it today. I told him I was good. Thanks though. Based on the pictures I saw. So it wanted to pluck one off and just do a regular sale. We can talk about numbers. As you can see, that thing was at 100 grand and probably needed maybe 15 to 20 of work with a probably, I think 140 to 145K ARV was what the wholesaler had. I have a couple here I'd sell at 105, 110 that are all good to go. You say, what is good to go? What's turnkey mean to you? Because there's nothing like getting an email about a turnkey property and you walk in and there's no electrical panel, furnace, hot water tank. I turned the key, what he meant. That's about,
Yeah, I turn the key, it unlocks, it's turnkey.
he had to open the window and climb in. So I don't even know where he got turnkey on that one. I mean, couldn't even. But
Yeah,
that front. So when I do these, again, we have issues with water sewer. So every one of these properties has a new water and sewer line dug to the street. It's done by ABC Drain and Plumbing. They do all of my stuff in Akron. They do a lot of our property management stuff in Akron. Plumbing, same thing, all new PEX. ABC Drain did it all. Hot water tanks, furnaces, all the cosmetics. In a couple of these, we had to rebuild some structural things. The stairs weren't load bearing correct, so we had to have an engineer come in and do it the right way. It was an old duplex converted into a single, back to a duplex over time, and whatever they did to fix it and make it a duplex at one point didn't work. So we had some cracking and things that I didn't think looked good. So I had someone come in and tell me I was inferring right. Newer roofs on most of these. Again, all cosmetic, all new kitchens. The typical stuff that we see around. The 4 houses appraised value was 565. I saw that question pop up down there.
yep, right on.
Thanks.
Yeah, you got it. And so let's so a lot of information and thank you. Let's try to summarize, bottom line it a little bit. The 2 golden rules. Are we buying at a discount? Basically the total purchase price is 5 and they're appraised at 565. So day one, there's equity built into the deal, so we're buying at a discount. Golden rule number 1, satisfied. But not only that, the acquisition is built in a way to decrease how much you need. If you just went ahead and bought these ones with traditional financing, which is possible, and they would probably cash flow, but not as much as the deal we created, you'd probably need to bring 35% down. So 35% down of 565 is going to be more than the 100,000 of the deal we created here. Second golden rule of real estate is, are we cash flowing? And that you saw, if your PITI, which is basically your mortgage payment, which includes taxes and insurance, principal, interest, tax, insurance, PITI, that was 500 and change for most of the properties, and the rents are 11, 12, 13. You can see that there's definitely a spread, a large spread. So cash flow is definitely there. Just looking at the PITI payments, what's left after PITI? Management, right? $85 a door for management, which is built into the deal, right? Kyle is a property manager in his company, Easy Property Management, right? Operates in Cleveland and Akron. And so that's covered, $85 a door, minimal. That's even less than 10%, which most managers charge. And as a thank you and as a partnership with the community, Kyle is honoring the $85 per month. So thank you very much. So what do we have? Taxes, insurance, management, mortgage, utilities. Tell us about the utilities on these properties. Are they tenant, owner, or split?
So all of these are tenant pays all except for 1481 Newton, which is a Section 8 tenant. Out of this one, she's the only current Section 8 tenant. In my experience, and this goes down a whole nother road, when you pay water with Section 8, you tend to cash flow on average about $100 to $125 more per month. And this is a lady who, I say my words and I may backpedal down the road when we talk, but you don't have a large family that's going to use a lot of water, and this is a single lady living in a 3-bedroom home whose kids just moved out, she doesn't use a lot of water. If you have 4 kids and $300 water bills because they let their kids run rampant, take 4 showers a day, run 6 loads of laundry, whatever, that's a different conversation. In this situation, it's the typical nail on the head. When I got it back, it was more advantageous to pay water. So everyone self-pays their own utilities. 1481 Newton owner pays water. Akron's a little different. In Akron, you cannot switch water into a tenant's name. So what we do is our lease says if you're 60 days behind or your utilities are shut off, whether it's water, gas, electric, anything, you're in breach of the lease. But we go through every month, check all, sweep through basically the water accounts to make sure those people are paying. So we don't have that issue. And obviously at day 30, we get on them. Life happens, I understand, but hey, you got 30 days to pay for these. Otherwise, you're going to have 3-day notice, and it's not because you didn't pay rent.
Yep. I love it.
That
And so circling back, so thank you for that very insightful information for the Akron market versus other markets. So circling back to the cash flow, if your PITI is in the 500, add 85 or 100 for the water, for the management, you're basically up to like 650, say 7 to be conservative in expenses a month, including mortgage, right? And on the other side, you're 11, 12, or 13 a month. So that's $400, $500, or $600 a month in cash flow, ladies, per property, cash flow, okay? You followed our trainings. Hopefully you're part of the All You Can Learn and you follow this. What do I say is the minimum? Otherwise, don't even look at it per door, per property. I say $100, right? If it's lower than that, don't even touch it, right? There are better deals out there. We are not double, we are triple, quadruple, or 5 times the minimum on this because of the creative structure and because we're taking over the mortgage payments on these properties. This is what creates the deal here that really sets it apart from anything else you can find, right? So that's the 2 golden rules. Discount and cash flow, check, check. That's what we have for you. Any final or other comments or thoughts to add?
one thing I would say is obviously you look at these deals and you say, all right, so what's my maintenance? Like obviously there's some expenses. When I run my numbers, I always use 10%. I don't know if that's what you teach or not, just for general repair. However, I pulled it today because I was curious, and obviously, yes, Easy Living manages these, so I can look at the maintenance reports. So far, I had 1 screen door replaced, 1 hot water tank, and that was it for 2024 on maintenance on all 4 of these properties. The only thing other than that wasn't in here because I was there and I had them in my truck. When I had new Section 8 requirements make you have a smoke detector in each room, that's newer this year. So when we re-upped to Newton on her lease, she had to have 3 smoke detectors installed. I had them, I did them there, they passed it. So that's not a huge deal anyway. But so really 3 maintenance calls in, what are we at? Almost 8.5 months now per se.
Yep, beautiful. And to answer your question, how much we budget, it's $100 per month per 1,000 square foot is the official conservative budget that we put in on our property. So a single family, usually it's right around 100 a month, is 100, or if it's a large single family, a little bit more. And that accounts for that hot water tank, that furnace, eventually that roof, So it's not the screens and so forth that will cost $100 a month, but over 10, 15, 20 years, there are some capital expenditures to a budget for. And so that's why it sounds high to say 100 or 125 or something like that a month. Yeah, right on. Catch up and all. Okay, Chris is saying I would understand everything, catch up, but not all, sadly. Not sure, Krista, what you're saying there, Kyle. Maybe if we put 2 Kyles on this one, we can figure it out. Can you reframe in the form of a question, please? Excellent. Well, that's perfect. I love it, Kyle. Thank you so much for taking the time, answering the questions. If anybody has interest, and like I said, this is fluid, right? This is a negotiation, but we've pre-built this deal, so I think for it to make sense to Kyle, to make it make it sense for you. If you're interested, send us an email, info@jkrealestatepartners.com. And from there, we will connect you directly to Kyle to connect, have conversations, negotiate, but don't negotiate too hard. He's going to manage the property on the other side, right? You want to be on good terms with your manager. But there's definitely a deal in here. And if no one else is going to jump on it, I'm probably going to jump on it myself, although I've got plenty to chew on right now. I don't need another 4 right now. I got like 15 on the go, but it's all good. Dorothy says, would love to hear about it. She will reach out. You're very welcome, Dorothy, and anyone else. So thank you so much, Kyle. Thank you everyone for attending. Have a great evening, weekend. And for those who are joining the bus tour tomorrow and this weekend, you'll get to see me, you'll get to see Kyle on Sunday. And we're just gonna have a blast. It's gonna be epic. So between now and then, happy investing. Do now for tomorrow for that lifestyle you deserve. Have a great one, everyone.
Thank you.
Here, thank you.